Welcome to the show. This is Future Shock, Edward St. Pé, your host, and we're happy to be with you, and we're happy to see you if you're watching on one of the streaming elements out there. Welcome, and also over the air on Ocean 7 television across the Gulf Coast. Welcome to the program. This show basically is going to attempt to bring you up to speed with some of the things that are going on in the world of AI. Maybe you're already up on everything, or maybe you're trying to stay up like I am on it, because everything's changing so quick. We've got an interesting story today. We've got Meta strikes again. Okay, we've got something revolving around Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, Zuckerberg, right? So he has a new AI project, and it sheds light on a new area of AI that may be usable by all of us, an AI device. So instead of an app that you might access over your phone or whatever. It's a separate device, and it may look like a little small screen or whatever, but this little AI device will have super capabilities to help you in a lot of ways. So we're going to take a look at that in a minute. Meta strikes again, and it will infuse into that story information about a device that's being sold right now. It's already available. Also, Microsoft's new, it's called Phi 3. It's another AI device, which is from Microsoft. So you can see people are getting into the game now, and that's where it's going. It's going, our phone is going to become a super phone. You know, it may not be exactly the kind of phone we have now. It may change a bit, but it's going to be imbued with superpowers. And so we'll be able to use it in a lot of ways. It may not even look like a phone anymore. It may look like a small little device, which you'll see in a second. I've looked at the video a little bit, and basically it's a whole new category of products that will be coming, that will be infused with AI. There will be a personal assistant, I guess, of the future, a futuristic version of a personal assistant box of some sort. Also, we've got a couple of segments on humanoid robots. We've got more on the big news from Boston Dynamics, the upgraded version of Atlas, their humanoid robot. They came out with an upgraded version. Of course, you've got Tesla and others who are infusing AI into robotics to turn them into, well, almost supernatural creatures, things from a science fiction movie, right? But they're here, and you'll be able to see more. If you haven't seen the Boston Dynamics Atlas robot, you're going to be amazed. And it went through a big upgrade. And so we've got more on that, a couple of videos on that. But first, let's start off. Let's look at the Meta Strikes Again video. Let's take a look at what Meta is doing, and there'll be an intro to the new AI devices. Let's take a look.
So Meta's smart glasses, the Ray-Bans, actually now have AI in them. If you aren't familiar with what these glasses are, they're basically like what the Google Lens was supposed to be. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically glasses that have a camera embedded in them that can take high quality pictures, and you can do a whole load of cool stuff with it. Now, I think this was a very obvious step for Meta, considering the fact that they just released their new AI tool, and I'm truly excited for this update because I think this actually goes to show what is going to be coming in the future with AI devices. Now, I know a lot of people have been skeptical to try out these glasses, and I've actually tried them out myself, and I have to say, they don't disappoint. I mean, when we look at generative AI and just a personal assistant, we actually wonder what the form factor is going to be. And one of the key things I've noticed with the Meta glasses is that they aren't actually weird. They aren't actually awkward. They fit pretty well. And as someone who's seen them on other people as well, they don't look like something that's out of place. And the best thing about them is that you don't actually have to get used to wearing a new and different product. This is something that people already use. Of course, some people do use sunglasses more in hot countries, but you can actually get prescription lenses fitted, so these can be your everyday glasses. Now, they didn't have the AI update before today, so if you do have a pair, you can actually access this update. But it is important to note that currently this is only in early preview. So if you're like me and you do have the glasses and you're in a country like the UK, they haven't actually rolled it out worldwide yet. But I'm guessing that when it is rolled out completely, this is going to truly change the game. Because like I said before, the glasses were already pretty decent. But this is arguably going to be one of the easiest devices for the average person to use in terms of actually getting to grips with an AI system that's non-invasive. And all that means is that this is just naturally going to be there. So you'll basically just have glasses that potentially in the future will always have an AI in them, and maybe a camera is just going to be that something that people get so used to that it's something that's now expected. Now, I think this will really take off in the next 2 to 3 years when we do get AI systems that have much lower latency and the quality completely increases. For example, when maybe some influencers start to take video calls or they start to record certain pieces of content, I think that is when the spiral up is going to truly be there because, as you know, social media, virality, trends. All it takes is one big trend, and then we have thousands and thousands of people, and even millions and millions of people getting in on this new AI trend. And I think the only thing that's currently stopping widespread adoption of this is, of course, the latency between talking to an AI system and actually getting that response. And I do think, like I said before, within the next 3 years, that's not going to be a problem at all. And once that isn't a problem, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to be utilizing this. And it does show an interesting trend, because maybe this could be the future of AI form factor, and other companies like OpenAI and Humane might actually switch their form factor to compete with what's Meta doing. And I definitely do have to say that putting glasses with a camera and all sorts of technology that they do have inside is definitely a pretty hard thing to do. Now, when actually talking about AI devices, something that you should all know is that Rabbit actually recently had their pickup party in New York, and this is the first live unboxing of the Rabbit R1 device. Now, why am I even talking about this? Well, number one, it's quite similar to the Meta AI glasses in the sense that it's an agentic AI platform, and the fact is that right here we have a monumental moment, because it's a landmark event where we actually have an AI device that many people are actually excited to use. Now, I think this is going to be truly interesting over the next couple of days, because that's when this thing is going to start getting into the hands of different tech reviewers. And I think that's when we can start to see the wider reviews of this, especially compared to Humane's recent AI pin, which was honestly just a blunder in the tech industry, because I don't think they listened to initial reviews of what people were stating about the device. And then, of course, it led up to other larger creators stating that they just think that this device has a lot of potential, but at the current price point, it just simply isn't worth it. Now, the reason I'm actually talking about this device again is because the live demo actually showcases what this can really do. And because it's live, you can't really fake it, and you can see all the flaws of this software. Now, I'm going to play a couple of minutes of this because honestly, like genuinely, I was actually surprised at what this device could do, because we all know that when there's a product demo from even an AI system to a simple AI pin or device or whatever it may be, we're always usually skeptical because we think that they just want to sell us their products, and then by the time we order it, it's not going to live up to the hype. But honestly, a live demo where he's showcasing all of the abilities of this system do honestly surprise me in the fact that it does live up to the hype in terms of what it's acclaimed to be.
Check this out. Check this out. So now the vision camera, or the camera, works with analog scroll wheels too. So I can just literally do that. It flips. Back and forth. Try one more time. It flips. Okay. So let's just do that. What's in front of you?
Let me see.
One.
Crowd of people.
I'm counting.
The image shows a large people.
That's sub 2 seconds after. Let me see.
Kind of event or concert, bright lights illuminating.
Okay. That's pretty fast. Or should I say this is the fastest out there, guys? Yeah. All right. So I post all my demos on Discord all the time. You guys know that, right? And thank you. It's been like I think over 100 demos I posted during the last 104 days. But I saved one for you guys for today. Okay, just for today. This is a simple spreadsheet that my colleagues hand-drawn, and come on, I can do better than that. You guys know that, right? Again, I want to show you something much more interesting, okay? So let's just point right into this. So let's do something like, for this spreadsheet, transcribe it and swap the color and number column.
Taking a look now.
You don't need to point it, by the way, okay?
Please check your email for the attachment.
Wait, what? There's an email. Guys, check your watch. Check your watch. Okay, I want to make sure this is not a spam because it's called Rabbit. We got spammed a lot. Okay, I'm gonna put this down for a bit. It looks like it says, here's a revised spreadsheet you asked for. And it came with a little nice attachment in a CSV file. Let me just download it. Guys, R1 is real.
So there's an example of a real-world application where this device can be helpful in a lot of ways. So it's an AI device, along with the sunglasses. I mean, that was a great video. I mean, everybody's wearing glasses, and these AI-infused glasses will be able to do a lot of things that we've never even imagined, right? So there are two examples of devices, the sunglasses, and that little box from Rabbit. So you can Google Rabbit, find out more about them, and it's an oncoming project. Okay, so there is a lot of activity with the robotics out there right now, and we've got a video on, we've got a couple of videos on the latest from Atlas, which is the Boston Dynamics video. Here's a clip. This is Elon Musk. This is from Tesla. This is a Tesla clip. Now, you know, Tesla is also involved in the humanoid robotics build out right now. They are big in it, along with Boston Dynamics, who is doing the Atlas robot. So let's take a look at this video, and it sort of plays up the competition between some of the humanoid robotics firms out there and what they're getting ready to bring to the market. Let's take a look.
Boston Dynamics officially unveiled Atlas Gen 2 immediately after discontinuing Gen 1. With no more hydraulic drive system, this new humanoid robot will overhaul both its design and operation to directly compete with Optimus Tesla. Following the failure of Gen 1, Atlas Gen 2 may be commercially at a shocking price. The race for humanoid robots intensifies with both Gen 2 contenders. So, who's going to change the robotic game? As predicted by many, Boston Dynamics' decision to cancel the Atlas robot likely meant that they were preparing to release a superior replacement. And just one day after announcing the cessation of Atlas robot development, Boston Dynamics immediately declared that they were about to unveil a completely different generation of humanoid robots, still under the old name Atlas. How is the design of Atlas Gen 2 keeping up with Optimus? If the Tesla Bot Gen 2 undergoes significant improvements in appearance and materials, enhancing its refinement compared to the previous generation, then Atlas has completely ditched its old design to debut the form of a more refined humanoid robot. The new version of the robot's almost unrecognizable, as it didn't inherit any features of the old one. Gen 2 shed its bulky body, curved legs, and armored shell. There's no exposed cables anywhere on the new, sleek mechanical frame. Similar to bipedal robots like Tesla's Optimus, the new Atlas now features longer limbs, a straighter back, and a separate head that can rotate when needed. The biggest highlight here is that the face includes a built-in ring light. When Atlas stands upright, it does so when facing the camera. Now its head rotates around 180 degrees before its body follows suit. It stands still for a moment, giving the camera a clear first look at its head, a ring light forming the circumference of a perfect circle. The head of Atlas Gen 2 is one of the design elements that Boston Dynamics shared that they were quite concerned about. While every other robot's got a human-like head shape, the robot's head resembles a makeup mirror. Indeed, Boston Dynamics wanted it to stand out to create a friendly and approachable feel for anyone seeing it. This unique head provides a palette for the screen. Of course, there are sensors embedded within it, but the shape also serves to signify friendliness. This will be crucial for interacting with these in the future, and that's exactly what the CEO of the company shared. Compared to the previous generation, Atlas Gen 2 looks extremely modern this time. Boston Dynamics has taken a futuristic direction with this new design, learning from Tesla. At first glance, the appearance of robots may seem unimportant, but for us, especially as they start showing up in households, we think that Boston also considers this because at least no one would dare to buy a robot with a threatening appearance that might scare children. How did Atlas Gen 2 change its operating way to compete with Optimus? Boston Dynamics seems to have devoted considerable time to researching and developing Atlas Gen 2 before deciding to terminate the previous one. This is most evident through the transition to a fully electric robot design like Tesla's Optimus, rather than using hydraulic fluid in the drive system like before. Now, the new race truly begins because both of these robots primarily operate on the batteries provided by the manufacturer. Speaking of Boston Dynamics' previous robot, everything's different now. The previous version of Atlas did use electricity, but also relied on hydraulic fluid, as you can clearly see in the videos Boston Dynamics puts out. The hydraulic drive system brought many benefits to Atlas's robot, including a strong force, easy control, high efficiency, and agility.
Okay, so that's the robotic situation out there. Humanoid robotics. Tesla's big in it. Boston Dynamics, they'll be bringing these to market before very long, and they'll be showing up in the workforce. So it's interesting to see how far robotics has come at this point. It's really the merging of science fiction. I think, you know, it's not science fiction anymore though. It's science fact at this point, and it's only going to get more profound. Okay, this program is brought to you by the Pendragon Apothecary, which is our associated wellness project. It's a forward-leaning wellness store. We've got the various medicinal mushrooms from the Vedic medical tradition and Chinese medicine, and all of those mushrooms are here in the form of powder or tincture. We've got various tinctures you can take. For example, the 7 medicinal mushrooms. Instead of all of the individual powders, you can take a tincture with all 7 mushrooms in it. It's an alcohol-based tincture, so you take a dropper full, put it under your tongue, you get the medicinal benefits of the mushrooms simply, quickly, and very portably. So you can take it with you, put it in your pocket and take it with you wherever you go traveling, and you can stay with your wellness regime. So you don't get sick in the first place. Somebody said to me the other day, they said, "Your skin looks great. What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I don't know really. I'm not doing anything very much except that I have become a biohack guinea pig, if that matters. I mean, I get under the red light in the morning at 4:50 a.m. I get up and I get under the red light therapy. Google it, red light therapy. It's good for you. And get on a vibration board and do it. So I'm biohacking. I'm hacking into it from the standpoint I'm doing 2 things at once: red lights, and I'm doing I'm activating my lymphatic system on the vibration board, shaking up your organs, kind of getting them going for the morning. And then I do a back stretching thing on a back ab stretch machine with red lights on me on that. So that's a 30-minute thing. Then I get up and go. So yeah, that's how I start the day. And I'm doing other things, anything I can do. I mean, if I learn about it, okay, here's another one. Let me give you another biohack. Grounding, so simple. Stand on the earth. Get the rubber soles out between you and the ground. Touch the ground. It's like a discharge. Think about it. How often do we do it? You know, in the modern world, you know, you're working, you're wearing shoes every day. I mean, when do you get on the ground? Now, there's a biohack for that. It's called grounding sheets, or you can get grounding pads, which they literally plug in, not to the electrical socket, but you know, the grounding socket, the 3rd plug on the bottom of the plug-in, that's the grounding socket. So you have one little single plug. Let's say you've got sheets that are grounding sheets. They're infused with little threads, silver threads throughout the inside of the sheet, which plug into, at the end there's a plug. You plug your wire in, and it plugs into the grounding element on the in the electrical socket. So it's grounded. They have the pillowcases, they have the sheets, and they have got mats to put your feet on while you're working at the computer all day. It's a way to naturally ground yourself, but without having to go outside and take your shoes off and walk around the ground for 15 minutes. So anyway, there are ways to do it. That's another way to biohack yourself into better health. There's lots of things. Anyway, that's the kind of store we are here at the Pendragon Apothecary. We've got the wellness products, but also I think it's merging into more of a biohacking type of a situation. Anything that I learn, I want to share it with you. I'll give you another one real quick, is intermittent fasting. Very simple. You just don't eat from 8 p.m. until noon the next day. The longer the better, but let's say even if it's at noon. So you're fasting more than you're eating, okay? You're fasting more hours than you're eating. Your body goes into sort of an internal cleanup process after about 12 hours. It's called autophagy, and you kind of clean up the free radicals in your system naturally, you know? So you get a clean out every day. You take the garbage out. Just think if you didn't take the garbage out for a week in the house, what would happen? Same thing with your body. If you got to get the free radicals out of your system, and that's what does it, by fasting. And doing it simply like that, you get into the routine. And also, I think it clears up your focus. A lot of things improve when you don't eat as much. You give your body a chance to kind of stop, recalibrate for a second without working 24/7, right? And so, anyway, it helped me. I lost 20 pounds, and I'm not gaining the weight back, and I am eating anything I want to eat. I'm just not eating between 8 p.m. and noon the next day. And if I can, you know, manage it, maybe even go a little longer. Many days I do. I go 1 or 2 o'clock, and you just get used to it, and it's a good thing for your body. Okay, that's from Pendragon Apothecary. And let me just show you this. This is something I was going to do a little quick demo. This is something called Peak Rescue Rub CBD. It does not have THC. It's only CBD, right? But it is a cream made for muscle aches and such as that. So you immediately get an infusion of the CBD right into the muscle topically, and it helps reduce pain. So it's a product that we've got here, and it's on our website, which is pendragonapothecary.com. Finally, we have that working. It took a little while, but we are on Shopify, and so take a look there. Many different products. Hopefully you like the site. We're still working on it too. Okay, back to our program. Okay, Microsoft's new Phi 3, PHI-3, Phi 3 AI mini device. Another device. Okay, if it's coming from Microsoft, you know it's got to be serious. Microsoft, to me, now I've always been an Apple person my whole adult life. You know, I have always sort of just defaulted to Apple. I'm a Steve Jobs fan, and I agree with them. You know, and I think that, you know, let's not go into it, but Microsoft is so right on target with everything they're doing. Think about it. They are the major funding source behind OpenAI, which is ChatGPT-4. And so if their vision when it comes to AI is really pretty incredible. And so I think that it's a whole new day for Microsoft, and they're doing great stuff out there. So here is their new project, Microsoft's new Phi 3 mini device. Let's take a look.
Microsoft just made a big move in the AI world by shrinking powerful AI down to fit right in your pocket with the Phi 3 mini. And I mean that literally. This little powerhouse can run on your iPhone 14, bringing advanced AI capabilities without compromising your privacy. It's a game changer for anyone looking to use advanced technology simply and securely. In the past, developing AI meant creating bigger and more complex systems, with some of the latest models having trillions of parameters. These large models are powerhouses of computing and have been able to perform complicated tasks that are similar to how humans understand and reason. But these big models need a lot of computing power and storage, usually requiring strong cloud-based systems to work. Now with Phi 3 mini, there's a change. This model fits an advanced AI right in your hand. Literally, it has 3.8 billion parameters and was trained on 3.3 trillion tokens, making it as good as much larger models like Mistral 8x7b and even GPT 3.5. What's even more impressive is that it can be used on regular smartphones without needing extra computing help. One of the major breakthroughs with this model is how carefully its training data has been upgraded. Instead of just making the model bigger, Microsoft put a lot of effort into improving the quality and usefulness of the data it learns from during the training. They understood that having better data, not just more of it, is key to making the model work better, especially when they have to use smaller computer systems. Phi 3 mini came about by making the data set it learns from bigger and better than the one its older version, Phi 2, used. This new data set includes carefully chosen web data and synthetic data created by other language models. This doesn't just ensure the data is top-notch, but it also greatly improves the model's ability to understand and create text that sounds like it was written by a human. Now, the Phi 3 mini model is built using a transformer decoder, which is a key part of many modern language models, and it has a default context length of 4K. This means that even though it's a smaller model, it is still able to handle a wide and deep range of information during discussions or when analyzing data.
Okay, that's Microsoft's new Phi 3 AI mini device. So you can Google it, check it out. It's here, and so another device. Okay, well, that's about it for today. Let me remind you that if you're watching via on air across the coast on channel 7.1, or if you're watching via streaming, but whether it be Facebook or X or wherever it might be, you can see our movie channel because we're streaming on Roku and soon to be Amazon Fire, but it's on Roku. It's called the Magic Hour channel. We're streaming the old classics from the golden age of Hollywood 24/7 on Roku, and no charge. You can see the movies, and it's fun. If you like the old movies, if you like old classic Hollywood, then there it is, the Magic Hour channel. And that's not Marilyn Monroe. That's supposed to be a starlet. That was given to me by Alfred, our ChatGPT-4 droid, and he promises me it's not a real likeness of Marilyn Monroe. It's a starlet. It's a prototypical starlet from Hollywood, from the golden age of Hollywood. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.